It's budget time, and this year we'll be using Salesforce to fill out staff budgets. First, log into Salesforce. You'll start on the home page. Then click on the Budget tab. This should have the information that you need to fill out your budget. You can save your progress and resume later by typing in an email and password. Later, when you come back, click on Resume a previously saved form, and you'll be able to resume the form. But for today, we're just going to fill out the budget. This is John Doe's budget for Fund 12,000, and his director is Michelle Grant. His birthday is correct and his age is correct. He's married to Jane Doe. It's important that this information is verified by you. If it's incorrect, stop this budget process and fill out a help desk ticket telling us that there's a problem. John and Jane have 2 kids, and they live in California. State of residence helps determine the cost of living adjustment, and the region of residence helps determine the workers' comp later in the budget. Also, fill in the budget type. John Doe is a full-time staff, and John Doe is ordained. You'll notice that by clicking on some fields, other fields appear. John was ordained by CRM and will be requesting a housing allowance, but is not opting out of Social Security. This is the salary calculator. It shows the base salary figure plus child allowances. It shows the cost of living adjustment and a Social Security multiplier. The salary cap for John and Jane is $7,869 per month. When this is finished, John clicks on Next to go to the next page. The next page is housing allowance, and it shows at the top the salary cap. In order to proceed with a housing allowance, you must agree and read the statement above. John fills out his housing allowance needs. Please keep in mind that this is a monthly amount. For John and Jane, it's pretty straightforward, since they only have $100 expenses. After they've filled out housing allowance, they go to the base salary page. This is kind of their cost of living per month. The amount remaining that they can spend and still be under their salary cap is calculated here as $7,169. For John and Jane, it's pretty easy. They only need $2,000 a month. If John and Jane want to fill out a worksheet, they can click here to see how much that amount will be. Conveniently, they only have $10 expenses. At the bottom, there's a total. John would copy this total into the amount for base salary. There's no submitting on this form, it's just a helpful worksheet. After this has been completed, John clicks on Next Page. The next section is ministry expenses. John fills in his needs for ministry expenses for 2010. John and Jane want to put aside $100 a month for their conference fund, and they pay $100 a month to just between friends. So their total internal transfers and fees are $200, and their total ministry expenses are $270. This is the benefits and fees page. In order to help staff relations know which enrollments you would like to have, Please click Enrolled, Not Enrolled, or Want to Enroll. John's enrolled in Aflac and term life insurance, but not supplemental, long-term, or health insurance, and he wants to have a 403b retirement. John's also interested in an HSA, but he isn't enrolled yet. Note that the selections that John makes here reveal fields down below that he fills out. Workers' comp and liability are not optional and are filled in automatically. When he's done, John clicks on Next Page. This is the last page, and it shows a summary of the numbers that John's filled in. He has $2,000 in salary, $700 in housing allowance, $270 in ministry expenses, $200 in internal transfers and fees, and $453 in benefits. This is a subtotal of $3,623 and is assessed at $494. John would like to only receive a paycheck, but if he wanted, he could have the paycheck split between himself and Jane. John has a note that he would like to leave for staff relations and enters it here. When he's finished, John clicks Submit. That's it. John has completed his budget. An email has been sent to John showing him how much he's entered. And his budget has automatically been sent to staff relations for review and approval.